Hi, coloring friends. I can hardly believe it, but here we are in we're in after the first week of November already. It's just getting away from me here. I have my stack of coloring books that have completed pages from the month of October, and I'm going to go ahead and share them in this video today. All right, and I should have mentioned to start, I did complete 14 pages this month, which I thought was pretty good for me, at least, especially with as busy as the end of October got here. So my first book to share, the page is in a very nice coloring book, and this is the illustrators for this are Ellen Jaracki and Nicole Percy. And didn't mark this one, but I did this page here. This cute little bear named Pebble, and it says celebrate life, and that's exactly what we were doing in the end of October and the beginning of November too. My oldest birthday is at the end of October, and then my youngest is the 1st of November, and then mine is actually tomorrow from when I'm filming this on the 7th. So it's a big birthday time in our household. My niece's birthday is also actually in middle of October, so lots and lots of birthdays in this time of the year. So I colored this one to celebrate all of us who have birthdays around now, and yeah, it was a fun one to do. I can't remember. It was all pencil. I cannot remember though what pencils I used. I didn't note that, so but this was a fun one. This is a super cute book. I love it. It's new to me, and I'm excited to do lots more pages in here. Ooh, there's more. We have another birthday coming up at the end of November, my mother-in-law, so maybe we'll have another birthday in honor of page done for that month too. But that was what I finished in a very nice coloring book by Ellen Jaracki and Nicole Percy. Really love that one. All right, and then this is going to be a finished book on top of a few last finished pages in here. The Zen Doodle Color by Number Stained Glass by Deborah Muller, and this is one of the books that I had hoped to finish this year. And let me skip on ahead to the ones that I completed in October. All right, we're starting here. So I did this one here, these cute flamingos. Pull that tab so it's removed going forward. And I did this one. This was a really fun one. I really liked the contrast of colors that was used in it. I liked the flamingo one too. That was a pretty one. Some of these pages I liked how they turned out, and some of them I wasn't as much of a fan of, but they were all fun to do. So, and then this, I believe, yep, he is the very last page in the book, and that's it. So I ran into a little bit of difficulty with him. I feel like my alcohol marker sets don't always have good assortments of browns for some of these, and they have like 6 different shades of brown in here, and sometimes it's really hard to find ones that will match that. But that is it, and that means that this whole book is complete. So very exciting. Another book to mark off my list for the end of the year. There are not so many, but I'm still working at it. So next one I worked in is the 50 Halloween Fairy Houses by Camellia Angelkova. And this was another new book for me this month. And I did this page here. Now this one was, I did the marker base over most everything on the page. I put a marker base first, and then went over it with colored pencil. The background color of marker was not what I wanted it to be, and I tried to kind of shade in with a green and change the tone of it a little bit. It's still not my favorite. This page in general wasn't my favorite, but you know, that's okay. Sometimes that's how it goes. So But at the end of the day, I did have fun doing it still. I was really excited about it because I thought the monsters were so cute and it just didn't quite turn out the way I wanted it to, but that's okay. I did put a little bit of glitter over the mushroom spots just to give a little bit more fun to the page. I was trying everything I could. It just didn't speak to me the way I wanted it to in the end, but that's okay. Sometimes they don't. Um, that was in the 50 Halloween Fairy Houses by Camellia Angelkova. Then I have a double page that I worked on in Johanna Basford's Enchanted Forest. An old one. This is an old book. I think this is probably the first coloring book, adult coloring book I ever had. So it is very old. um, and I did this 2-page spread here. Now I did it to complete the tag on Instagram that Colorfully Optimistic put out. It was, I think it was hashtag Only Orange October 2022. And the idea was to complete a page using only orange. Um, I think I ended up cheating a little bit. A lot of these, the barrel of the pencil had an orangish tone to it. And then when I colored with it, it was more of a yellow. So maybe a little bit of cheating, but, and then some of them, like the one marker that I used, it had an orangish barrel, but then it came out more of a coppery bronze color on the page. So maybe a little bit of a cheat there, but, and then I did do this silhouette down here using black. So, and I added a swirl of glitter throughout the leaves, like it was glitter kind of blowing through the leaves. I'm not sure if it picks up at all on the camera, but it was a lot of fun. I had literally every single orange pencil, uh, gel pen, and a few metallic markers that I knew wouldn't go through the page. And I had them all out. It was quite the mess, but it was very fun to do and fun to challenge myself to, only use that color on the whole page. So, and I'm happy that I got another Johanna Basford page done because I don't have too many of them complete, but I'm always excited when I have one done. So, thank you to Colorfully Optimistic for putting out that hashtag in October. That was a fun one. And that was my completed page in Johanna Basford's Enchanted Forest. All right, then I have, this is the book that a page that I used came from. So I wanted to show the book first. It is The Time Chamber by Daria Song, and the page I used, not that one. This is a book I got used, and a few of the pages were already colored in when I got it, so that was one that I wanted to try and finish though. So I took this page here and I printed it out and cut it and used it to complete this little birdhouse. And this was in my Coloring Outside the Book video for the month. So you can find that. I will try to actually link a card to it if you're interested in checking it out. But I added some paint to my birdhouse and some sparkly glitter paint and used alcohol marker on the buttons. And the whole idea was this was supposed to be a Coraline-themed birdhouse. And then I used the picture, colored it in using colors from the movie, and glued them on the top here. So that was a fun one to do. And my daughter had the idea actually, and she was happy with how it turned out. So that was fun. And that was, the picture was pulled again from this book here by Daria Song, The Time Chamber. And then my next one is 50 Halloween Miniatures by Camellia Angelkova. She was a big one for me this month because so many fun Halloween books to go off of there. So I worked on this page here. This I did, again, a marker base and then went over it with alcohol marker, or I'm sorry, with colored pencil. I used some gel pen, glitter gel pen. I did draw in the little spider web in the corner there with a metallic gel pen. And yeah, I think that's it. Trying to think if I added anything else. I think it was all marker, gel pen, and pencils on that page. But that was a really fun one to do, and I really do like the way that one turned out. So I was happy with that one. Oh, that's right, I did. I used the Ganzai-Tanbi Opal watercolor paints to do the moon there, to give him a shiny moon sheen. And then I did do another one as well. Let me flip to that one. I did this one here, and this one came about. I was looking at my Starjoy Gold, I believe, set of pencils, and there's a section in there, and it's just pastel pencils. And I'm looking at them, and I'm thinking, I've been wanting all these pastel sets that I keep seeing come out. It seemed like there was a pretty steady stream for a while of companies coming out with a pastel set of pencils, and I wanted a set of them. And I got to looking at my set that I have, the Starjoy Gold, and I'm thinking, well, if I have a whole section of pastel pencils here, why am I not using those? Like, I have pastel pencils. I don't need to wish for these sets. I can just use what I've got. So that was what I wanted to do with this page, was just use the pastel pencils in that set and have fun with them. And I definitely did. So it's my Halloween pastel page. Now the ghosts, I did go over them with the Ganzai-Tanbi Opal Color watercolor set. Sorry, that's a mouthful. Um, so I went over those guys with the paints, so it would have a, a little sheen. I'm not sure how well you can see it on camera, but, and then the rest of it is, well, nope. The stars are actually pastel gel pens that I had, that I pulled out. And then I added extra little dots of gel pen in the sky as well. And then the rest of it is the pastel pencils. So yeah, that was a really fun one to do. I really enjoyed that, and just diving in and trying out some pastel pencils that here I had sitting in my house all along. So that's from the 50 Halloween Miniatures by Camelia Angelkova. And sorry for the glare on the coloring books. It's a very gray day here, so we need the extra light. My next one is a series I did in October on my channel with mystery Halloween candy. And I was using the Halloween candy to pull and give me a coloring inspiration for the mandala that I was going to color. I did 3 different videos for that. So I'll try to link those as well. This one was from when I pulled out of my candy bucket a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. So this is my Reese's Peanut Butter Cup mandala. And I did note at the bottom here, each time I did it, which candy I was inspired by. And that was one I didn't get to. Let's skip ahead. So this was the very first one I did. This was the Milky Way Midnight mandala. So I had pulled out a Milky Way Midnight candy, and I used the colors on the label to inspire my mandala colors there. And then the other one I did was this one. This was the Skittles mandala. So that was when I chose a pack of Skittles out of the bucket, and that inspired my colors for this one. This was a fun one. I'm kind of torn between this one and the Peanut Butter Cup as my favorite, but this one, because I love all the colors. I love all colors and the peanut butter cup because that is my favorite. And yeah, I think I get hungry just even looking at this, so it's not exactly a good thing. But they were very, very fun to do. So that was 100 Mandalas by Jade Summer that I worked in for that series. Then, just for fun, this is an sort of a mental rescue here. The beach coloring book by Color Questopia, and I did one of the color by numbers in here. Um, those are always good to me for just a little relaxing color break. So that was a fun one. Pretty colors and a beach scene. So you don't get much more relaxing than that in my book. So that was the page I finished in Beach Coloring Book by Color Questopia. I believe I had this one on my list too of books I'd like to finish this year, and it's doable. So we'll see. I'm gonna keep going with it. It's always good, especially with the busy holiday months, to have a relax and just let the book choose the colors for you. So I will certainly, I'm sure, do more in that one. All right, and then I have the Unicorn Special from Coloring Heaven, and I did a page. I started a little bit on that page, but didn't get very far. I did a page by White Stag because I thought it was perfect for Halloween. Really, like, just, I don't know, spooky, but just cold fall vibes, I guess. Um, and so I did this one. It's called The Forest Cast Doubt. And again, the illustrator was White Stag. Um, and I did all pencil except for the background. I did use Distress ink to do the background. And then I think her horn, I used a silver gel pen for her horn too. So, but everything else is pencil. I did just do some basic shading on the path where she's standing, and yeah, it was a fun one. I enjoyed it. I love the way the background turned out. I'm not the best at backgrounds, so whenever one works out and looks the way I wanted it to, I just love it. So happy about that one. It was exactly the effect that I wanted to have for that. So um and that is the White Stag image from Coloring Heaven's Unicorn Special. And I am finally to my last page. I wish it was 2 pages in this one because then that would mean this book was done for me, but I did not get to completing the other page, unfortunately. So this is Sun Life Drawings 40 coloring pages, and this is another one of those that I'm hoping to finish this year. I'm so close, so we will see. I did this silhouette page. Pull that tab off the back. I did this silhouette page. I did just use a Sharpie marker. Actually, that note was to mention that when I used the Sharpie on this paper, this Amazon paper, it worked really well, and I did not have the bleeding issues that I did with trying to use a black alcohol marker on this page. So, um, that's definitely something to consider is maybe going for something like a Sharpie in these books. It did not bleed as much, so I had a lot more crisp turnout with my coloring there. And then I believe I just used colored pencils to do the sunset in the background. And I think I want to say I just used like my Sioux color set of pencils, so nothing fancy. I did use a colorless blender to try and blend the sunset going up, but uh, it was the best. It was the best I could get on this paper. It's just you just don't get the smoothest result. So, but I like it. I'm happy with it. I think it's turned out pretty. it turned out the way I wanted it to. So I've got one more page to go. I did have some more progress on the page this month, so not a lot of progress. I'm not sure if I showed this as a whip before in any other videos, but this is my last page in this book, and I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So I got a little bit more done um, this month, and hopefully, maybe I can get it all done next month and have another finished book on my stack here. So, but that is it. That is all my coloring for the month of October. I didn't get to everything I wanted to, but I had fun with what I did do, so that's the important thing. I hope everybody else had a good month of October, and I hope you're having a wonderful November so far. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked what you saw, I would appreciate if you like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That would help so much, and I do very much appreciate it. So thanks for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!